Hello, I'm a first year business management degree student and today I'm going to talk about my behaviour as a consumer. So firstly, I want to define what marketing and consumer behaviour actually are. The Chartered Institute for Marketing defines it as the management process of anticipating, identifying and satisfying consumer requirements profitably. It's important to understand the definition of marketing as the way products and services are marketed affects mine and other people's consumer behaviour. Mitchell et al. Define consumer behaviour as the process individuals or groups go through to select, purchase, use and dispose of goods, services, ideas or experiences to satisfy their needs and desires. Within this blog, I will be looking at the decisions I made and the things that influenced me when buying two different products. Gosnay and Richardson's 2010 model looks at the decision-making process for business to consumer selling and sets out 6 steps that people go through when making a decision to buy products. I recently needed to buy a new vacuum cleaner, so this would be classed as a limited problem-solving purchase because it is moderately expensive and isn't something that I would buy regularly. So this means there is a deliberate decision-making process before buying the product. The first stage of the model is problem recognition. This is where the need for purchasing a new product or service arises. So in my case, I decided I needed a new vacuum cleaner as the one I had started to lose suction and was not working to a high standard. I also wanted something that was lighter and easier to use on the stairs. So this leads to the information search. This is where the consumer looks for information on different products to meet their criteria to establish what products or services are available. For this, I looked online, mainly using the Amazon website, and I collected data including the technical specification, the price and the reviews of the vacuum cleaners. I also spoke to different people to see which vacuum cleaners they use and whether they would recommend them. These people would be classed as influencers as they're influencing my decision on which product to buy. Next is the information evaluation stage, and this is where the consumers look at all the information gathered in the information search and look at the different options for products and services. So at this stage I identified 2 vacuum cleaners, the Henry Hoover and the Shark Liftaway. So I had spoken to people who have a Henry, and whilst they say they are very good, they are quite heavy, which would make using it on the stairs difficult. The Shark Liftaway also had good reviews, and were having spoken to people they would recommend them, but the model that I was looking at was at the top end of the budget. So next is the purchase decision stage of the model. So I decided to go with the Shark Liftaway upright vacuum cleaner, and this is because it had good reviews and it was lightweight. I was influenced to buy the product by the reviews online and by speaking to people I know who have a Shark. I was also influenced by the technological macro factors in that the cost was in my price range, and also due to the Black Friday sale it was reduced to below some of the less technical vacuum cleaners. The post-purchase evaluation is where customers review the product. So after buying the Shark, I was really pleased. It had arrived when it was advertised, I was able to put it together quickly and it worked how I wanted it to. The final stage is feedback prior to the next purchase. So this is where consumers use experience of buying previous purchases to influence future decisions. So hopefully I won't need to buy a vacuum cleaner for a while, but based on this purchase I would definitely look at a Shark model again as I've been really pleased. Another way to look at consumer behaviour is the theory of planned behaviour by Azjen 1991. This is where attitude towards a situation, the subjective norms and the perceived behavioural control all feed into the intention to buy a product, which then creates behaviour, which in this context would be buying the product. So I will explain the theory using an example of buying a t-shirt. So this is a routine problem-solving purchase, meaning it's bought either habitually or on impulse, and these purchases has a much shorter thought process behind buying more expensive products. The attitude is whether a consumer has a positive or negative attitude towards buying a product. So in this case, I had a positive attitude towards buying the t-shirt as I was looking for some new clothes. The subjective norms are what people within society would think about buying the product. So in this case, would people within society expect me to buy new clothes? The perceived behavioural control is how easy or hard it is to complete the task. So in this case, I was shopping online for other products and it was very easy to add this t-shirt to my basket as well. My attitude, the subjective norms and the perceived behavioural control all influence my intention to buy the t-shirt. The intention then led me to buy it. So the process behind buying the t-shirt was much shorter and less complex than buying the vacuum cleaner, and this is because the t-shirt is less expensive and has less of a risk should the product purchase go wrong. To conclude, all purchases, whether large or small, have a process behind buying them, but the process differ in length and complexity depending on the cost and risk of buying the product or service. Thank you for listening to my blog on Behaviour. I hope you enjoyed it.